to our tick bites. So tick bites can cause Rocky Mountain spotted fever, Lyme disease, just to name a few. So stage 1 for Lyme disease for tick bites, we can see a bullseye rash. Stage 2, we've got joint pain, memory loss, adenopathy, poor coordination, facial nerve palsy is common. In stage 3, we have arthritis, neuropathy, myalgia, and myocarditis. Now, I got Lyme disease from a tick bite in California in 1999. I didn't know it. I was sick for 14 years. Doctor hopped for a while. Finally, my white count, I got multiple sinus infections in a row in September 2013. And my white count went down to 3.8. My doctor thought I had leukemia, but luckily she did a Western blot test on me and found out I had Lyme disease and treated me appropriately. And within a year, I felt better. So ticks are very common in wooded areas in the United States. So hunters, especially Lyme disease, they are on the white-tailed deer, and they also live on the white-footed mouse, but they're all over the United States. It's not really the bite itself, but the pathogens transmitted by the tick that cause a serious disease. Ticks can carry disease such as, like I said, they can Tumeria, West Nile virus, and Lyme disease. Their pathogens are transmitted via their saliva, so the sooner you remove it, the better, and you have to tweeze it and pull it upward and get the head out. Lyme disease is probably the most significant. Now, Rocky Mountain spotted fever, people could die from that, but we're going to see that erythema migrans, so that bullseye rash you can see here on this slide. And it can be on the axilla, the groin, the thigh, and appears within 4 weeks after the bite, and within time 7 days from the bite. The rash is at least 5 centimeters in diameter. Bright red borders. The patient can have flu-like symptoms. So I did have a flu, but the research has said, you don't have to know this, only 80% of people get the erythema migrans who are bit by the white-tailed deer or the tick that comes off of the Lyme disease tick. It's a very, very, very tiny tick. Without treatment, the rash goes away, but then they start getting the secondary symptoms. And in the initial stage, if it's stage 1, they treat it with antibiotics. They're not going to go to stage 2 or 3. Now, I progressed to stage 2 and then stage 3, but mine manifested in neurological symptoms, brain fog, and migraines. So I suffer from chronic migraines now because of that. So stage 3 can begin anywhere from weeks to more than a year after the bite and has a serious long-term chronic sequelae. I knew a young man on the swim team. He was 17 years old. His heart rate was going down into the 30s. Found out he had Lyme disease and he had to get a pacemaker. So even after appropriate treatment with antibiotics, 10 to 20% of patients may experience long-term effects. So, which I do. But all right. So here's how you remove the tick from the book. You have to get the tweezers. Make sure you tweeze up, you pull upwards and get that head out of there. All right. So that is the end. This is the end. So any questions, you can bring them to class. And thank you for watching.